Hi everyone, my name is Anita and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. I just feel like clapping is the next thing that comes after saying that. This is my channel. You're welcome. So first of all, I know that you can see that we're still in the festive season because let me know like when you wake up is your morning. This is my morning. This is my festive video. So it is still my festive video. Whatever I call it is what calling it. I'm trans festive. And I still feel like celebrating my Christmas in January. So here we are. So yeah, compliments of the season. The truth is, I told myself I was not going to take down my Christmas decoration until I had shot this video. So it's almost the end of January. I am determined to do that, and I am ready to take down my decoration. So I had to make sure that this video was shot now. So again, compliments of the season. For me, it's a combination of happy Thanksgiving for those that are not in Nigeria, a combination of Christmas, so Merry Christmas, and Eku December, Eku concert, Eku Jaye, Eku Faji, and of course, Happy New Year, happy and a prosperous New Year. I have been MIA, and that comes with being a multi-potentialite. The truth is, being a multi-potentialite comes with so many things, and one of which is being in so many places at the same time. So over the last maybe 2 months that I've not been here, I've been so busy with work, with more work, with family and motherhood, and you know, in between travels and birthdays and just doing different things for work, I have been so overwhelmed and I didn't have time for YouTube. But we're back now. It's a new year, and I pray to God to be consistent. I have so many things to talk about. I would also love to hear, love you to tell me as well what you want me to talk about. And I'm hoping to God that by His grace, I'll be able to make all of them happen. So now, without wasting any of your time, today we're going to be talking about something that came to me. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to start the year with, I did have some things I wanted to talk about last year that I didn't get to talk about. So I'll just move them to this year. But I felt like the first video had to be about the year. So I mean, so many things came to my mind: goals, planning, disappointments, in the last year. And something came to my head. I believe it's the Holy Spirit that gave it to me, and it stuck. It stood out. And basically, it was things that we should leave behind in 2022. And I know that it's almost like it's a trend because so many people talk about it, but they'll tell you, yeah, don't wear these jeans, don't wear this, don't carry this bag and this shoe. When you go to restaurant, don't do and some people talk about it in terms of habits, in terms of music, in terms of but I'm talking about it in terms of our behavior and just being better people. The strive is to be better. The older we get, the more we realize that a lot of things now do not matter. Heaven is the goal. And even just besides heaven being the goal, we now have for those of us that have people that are looking up to us, younger people that are now, seeing us as older, um, children to raise, and even just for ourselves, just being better people. Um, these points, I think, point us in the right direction. And I don't think there's any more appropriate time, to talk about these than the beginning of the year. So things that we should leave behind in 2022. So I'm coming with my phone because I had to write them down. I have 5 things, but I think that along the way I might throw in some Jara here and there. So let's see how it goes. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is pessimism. And this is not even in the sense of like being a pessimist. I mean, being a pessimist is already outrightly wrong. Like, look at the positive side of things. But this is just as it relates to social media and life as we know it now. The way we see a lot of things happening to a lot of our friends is through social media. Let's believe it or not. If I went on my social media, I feel like I'm outside. I can be in my house all day, but if I'm on my phone, I just feel like I've been on the streets, I've been moving around. It's when people say the streets of social media, streets of Instagram, it's actually really the streets of Instagram. Because that's where just the only way we can catch up with ourselves and know what we're doing per time, how we're doing. And there's this trend that I've found where, I mean this I'm going to call this maybe assuming people's happiness is fake. So that's what you should leave back in 2022. Leave back the thought that people's happiness or people are not genuinely happy. Some people are genuinely happy. Some people are genuinely winning, and it's okay. I find a lot of negative things under. So, for example, in social media, under happy. posts. So say you post something now, somebody posts, Bella Nigeria post something about a couple and they're all smiling, under you go just say, this one a lie, they beat up house. So you go see cheat, wetin they tell you go see cheat, no be me. Auntie, some people are genuinely happy and it's okay. It's okay to actually accept happiness. I feel like some people, their past traumas, or things that they've experienced in the past have led them to believe that happiness is a farce. And in that case, you might actually need help. You might actually need someone to walk you through your pain and realize that there's genuine light in the world. There are actually people that are happy. There are people that are winning. There are people that are actually rich. They are posting a bag, their Louis Vuitton bag, and they actually bought it with genuine money. It's not fake. They did not buy with your own money. It's not money laundering. And this is not to say that there isn't a part of social media that's a fast, or there isn't, the lie, that of course is on social media. But this is just to say that believe the happiness until proven otherwise. I remember a conversation that I had where I was with someone and they were talking to somebody else on the phone, and the guy was saying, so this my friend is married, this my friend is married, my friend. So I was wondering why the other guy is not married. I'm sure he's planning to get married, shall whatever. And the person on the line said, I beg, it's not even by being married, or are you even sure they're happy? All of this marriage itself, it's not of them that are happy. I tell you, inside the marriage, what if they are happy? Some people are happy. And let me tell you why it's important to believe people's happiness, because then you would believe also that there is happiness in the world. Everything is not sad. Everything is not a farce. Everything is not a lie. And Funke Felix Adejumo said this one time years ago, and it stuck with me. You cannot attract what you attack. The moment you start attacking happiness, you won't even know what it looks like if it bumped you in the face. Facts. Like, you won't even know what happiness looks like, because every appearance of happiness you have seen, you have called it a lie. You are so pessimistic. You are so averse to people's genuine love and happiness that you don't even believe that it exists. Leave that back in 2022. People are happy. People are happy. And people are rich. People are winning. People are making money. Don't think that everything you see on social media is a joke. People are actually making money and they're actually happy. So please, I feel like it's important to talk about these things, because you'd be shortchanging yourself if you say that happiness doesn't exist. Happiness actually exists, and some people have it. So instead of antagonizing people's happiness or scoffing at it or rolling your eyes, pray to God that He also brings you your own happiness as well. Pray to God that you can also tap into the happiness and grace that is available, not just to sit down. I'm not saying you want to tap into somebody else's blessing, because really we never know what's behind. But pray that you tap into your own happiness that comes from within, and I'll come from the things as well that you're doing. Don't just sit and be scoffing, saying, leave that back, leave that negativity, leave it back. It just makes you a bitter Betty. It just makes you a bit. I'm sorry if there's any Betty watching this, but it really just makes you a bitter Betty. Like that, don't be a Debbie Downer, okay? Actually believe in people's happiness, and somehow you begin to gravitate towards yours. And yeah, a great place to start is think of the people that you want to be like. Find yourself, surround yourself with them on social media. People that you feel like are genuine, and just be happy for their own happiness. Don't just, don't just be happy, guys. Really, be happy. There's happiness in the world, and I don't see why you can't be one of the people with the happiness. You can't. You really can't. So this brings me to my next point. My next point is gossiping. And this is not like, gossiping is a sin, but it's a sin that is so difficult to not gossip. So as we walk through it, finding ourselves, the tacos inside that gossip, the section of the gossip I want to talk about, gone, is the one that has to do with speaking your language around other people. It's bad behavior. Ah, it's bad behavior. It's bad. It's just bad behavior. You are just badly behaved and trained and badly this thing, badly trained. Stop it. Stop it. Leave it back in 2022, please. Ha! You find yourself in a group, around a group of people. you know, and maybe someone is doing something that upsets you, and instead of you to, you know, so you want to tell, of course, your friend around you that, can you see what they are doing? Or maybe somebody is wearing something or somebody said something, and the next thing you just break into your language in the gathering of people where you have been speaking English since. So, I don't know if they don't just do anything about you, you just want to, personally, I experienced it last year and it was disgusting. It was just definitely, and I'm like, why are people still doing this now? So that's something that you want to leave behind. That thing. If it's itching you so much, you so badly want to talk about it, you can text the person. And everybody's always with their phones. I'm sure you can text the person and tell the person that, this. But don't. I feel like it's just rude. It's rude. It's rude. It's bad. It's really upsetting. It's upsetting because I don't know why people are not cautious. You don't care about other people's feelings. That's not fair. That's not fair. Like you're in a gathering with people, you've been speaking English all along, and then next thing you start doing your own paragraph somewhere in your own language. Please stop that thing. Leave it. If you cannot wait when you get home, the gossip. If it's so bad that it's itching you so much, excuse yourself, go to the toilet with caution, with decorum, with tact. Or better still, just text it, and just be polite and be nice and don't hurt people's feelings. It doesn't make anybody feel good. It's bad enough that you're talking about the person, but you're talking about the person where the person can sense that you're talking about the person, meaning that you don't care. And that's it really hurts people's feelings. That's something that should be left back. I speak so passionately about this because I've experienced it firsthand. That's something that should be left back in 2022, please. Thank you, and God bless you. So now the fourth point, or sorry, we're at the third. So the third thing I'm going to talk about is age shaming. Please, that one, you're even doing yourself. You're doing yourself. I feel like if you want to insult somebody, be intelligent about it. If you are ready that, okay, I want to insult somebody, you might as well be intelligent. That's a lazy insult. That's so lazy. Insulting somebody based on their age. Old hag. Look at this old woman. Please stop it. Stop it. You will still follow that road. There's something, I think Igbo people that used to say it, or maybe it's even a Nigerian or pidgin proverb or something. They are the king, they used to be the first wife is waiting for the second one. Unless you don't want to grow old, which in that case is your personal problem. Because you find that half the time they're insulting someone, not even because of, not even based on how the person looks. It's just that the person is older than you. So you just feel like when you're younger, you're at an advantage until rest. I found that I'm better in my 30s than I was in my 20s. Thank you. Like the glow is different, the confidence is different. I know that it feels good to be young, but who says that you're not young, as you get older? Right now, everyone sees 60s and 50s mommies. They're not joking. Oh. They even look better than some of you that are calling them old hag and using insult to insult. As if you will not pass that same road. You will still pass the door. Unless that's where you want to die in that your young age. And God forbid, I don't wish it for anybody. But I find it happens a lot, you know. And maybe a few times in the past, I wouldn't have consciously done it, but maybe a few times in the past I may have, alluded to the fact that somebody is a type of way because they're old. And now I regret it. And I think a lot of us should regret it too. And what I find particularly alarming about age shaming is the fact that most of the people they age shame are people that are unmarried, like older unmarried people. And I'm just saying that their own delay is in marriage. Do you know where your own delay will be? Your own delay. You think because you have boyfriend now, and somebody you are young, you have boyfriend or you have fiance, and somebody that's older than you doesn't have fiance, and now you can call them old hag. You don't know whether they will get married tomorrow and give birth next tomorrow, and then you will not get married, and your own will not be that you cannot have child. God forbid. I mean, these are just what the point I'm trying to. I mean, these are extreme scenarios, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that you don't know where your own delay will come. So you can't be age shaming somebody because you're better off than them at the point that you are right now. Say, that old fool, look at her old fool, you're 30, you're 30, you're married, you're 35, you're married. Or please leave that thing back. But what I'm just going to say to you is that, age shaming, you don't need to do that. It's very unnecessary. If you feel like you have come to a place where you want to insult somebody, then think about something constructive. I'm one of those people that say to you that attack the situation, you know, Tell the person what the problem is in the situation and attack the situation. Don't call somebody. That's a very lazy insult. It's like saying ugly. You know, it's like saying somebody's ugly when you have not created anything in your life. You're saying somebody's ugly. And the truth is, these are mistakes that we've made once. But now that I've made those mistakes, so you don't have to make them. Age shaming, leave it back in 2022, please. Other people are glowing, they're bossy, they're beautiful, they're getting it. So if you know that you want to get it too, you best leave age shaming behind. And I know that it seems hypocritical because of course now they'll be like, oh, it's because she's getting older that she's saying, "Now rest." How many old 30 old? She's rest. Just stop it. Like stop age shaming. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. And this takes me to my third point, which is another form of shaming, and that's money shaming. And I cannot lie to you. I did this a bit when I moved to Lagos, and that was because it was a very different scene for me. And I won't even say I particularly money shamed. I would just say that Lagos is a very classist environment. I grew up in Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is not classist at all. Port Harcourt is not classist. Everybody just do where them dey. Not to do past yourself. But Lagos is very, there's the island, there's the mainland, and there's the people on the water, then there are the people that are by the pool, and then there's the koi, and then there's the, so it's almost like, in Port Harcourt, who are the people that would have even considered? I don't even know. I don't even know, to be honest. I don't even know people that would have considered, is even living in GRA, but even GRA itself, it's just what somebody came to Lagos. I realized that Lagos was a bit classist. You know, there's the, oh, you're on the mainland, you're on the island. People on the island they're paying more rent, so they have more money. And people that are coming out from public transport, they don't have money, so I can talk to them anyhow. People that are using Uber don't buy fuel. So what do you think? I'm like, stop it, please. That's so 2022. In fact, it's so 2020. It's so forever. Like, stop it. First of all, I like to think that money is a visitor, right? Money comes and goes. You can't, like, I know you can own it, right? But it is it is so fleeting that you don't even know the day that it would, switch on you. So for you to build your personality around your finances, around the fact that you're having so much so that you're shaming people for their lack of it, I think it's a big shame on you. I think it's a big shame on you because it's not like you came into earth with it anyway. It was made for you. You met it here. You will leave it and you will go. You know, we don't know what tomorrow holds. As much as we feel like we have, tried our best to be as financially independent and be as financially stable, nobody really knows what. We've had banks that you have people have stored their money go to shit. We've had the war, the Biafra war. After everything, all the people that had millions in the East, they are giving them how many kobo. Did they ever think that some people thought that from generations to generations, their family was good? So many things can happen, but you know so many things can happen for you to build your life around the fact that you're having now. So anyone having less than you should be, insulted or trampled on. It's stop it. It's also bad behavior, please. Stop it. When I find myself in positions where I see people age shaming people, I automatically like you zero. It says more about you than even the person that you're age shaming. How much do they even have? Already fitted in. Stop it. How much do you have? Because that means even you find yourself in a situation where there are people that have more than you lose your self worth. That means you are nothing but the money that you have. And I worry about people that build their personality around their finances. I don't take them seriously. That means you have no substance. If you're around people that have more money than you have no substance. You can't measure up. And what I've even found to be very true is because of the kind of job that I do, even with my events planning, with even the Christmas gig I did in December for the first time, and even with like my breakfast kitchen and everything, I find that I've encountered quite a few wealthy people. The houses where I don't see for Ikoyi, the places I've entered in this Lagos, there's money. And I find that the wealthiest people are pretty polite. Unless they just have bad behaviors, but follow combat behavior. Say as them born them, you just and they not try to make themselves better. I find that wealthy people are pretty polite. You're like, oh, do you want anything? Do you want a glass of water? I can get the chef to get you something. I don't know that it's hardship that makes people that just make money arrogant, new money. But those that, are really wealthy are found to be very polite, very nice, you know, very accepting. You will see me today, I can sit down with, people that you call low class, you will not know the difference. And then I feel like if I also find myself in the upper echelon as well, I won't do too badly, but because I mean your self-worth should be in you. You should be confident. Push your shoulders up. Nobody should ask you who you are, what you are not. Do you understand? The way you carry yourself, it doesn't matter whether or not you have money. But some people, once they just see you and you don't, they just assume that you know what. And I feel like that's something we should leave back in 2022. Money shaming. Stop it. Everyone is a human being. If you can't create the hair on somebody's head, why do you think you're better than them because you have more money? When you don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. Then snap of your finger. That your money is just for there to be traffic on that mainland bridge when you are going to a specialist hospital. God forbid if anything happens to someone and you're gone. So why do you think that it's a criteria, for you to judge somebody or to belittle somebody because you have more money? I think that is very being classist is just very it's bad behavior. Stop it. Leave it in 2022. Now this takes me to my fourth point. And my fourth point, or I think we're fifth now, takes me to my fifth point, and that's carrying people's fights on your head. This one. I've experienced it well, and I can tell you for a fact it does not pay. It doesn't pay. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have your tribe. I feel like having your tribe, especially in a world like this, is very important. You need your support system. What I'm just saying is give people the benefit of the doubt. And I've been on either house of the spectrum. So I can tell you for a fact that, sometimes you're the one losing. Most of the people that have blessed me, that have you know, that I've gained from are people that I had heard, negative things about. And if I had carried it on my head like government work, I would have lost the blessings that I had made. I'm not saying that you should not, um before one is not to be forearmed, or you should not support your friends. I'm just saying that, I mean, if I have a friend that by virtue of our friendship, I made another friend. So maybe they had a close friend and I'm close to them, and by virtue of that our friendship, I now you know became the friend of the other friend, and then something happens along the line, and their friendship breaks up. I won't go on ahead and start fighting with the other friend now. I would do that in the past. Now I won't do that. Would I maybe post the friend on my bed on the friend's birthday and say, "Oh, happy birthday"? So I won't do that because that's going to hurt my friend's feelings. And my loyalty is to my friend. But if I see them outside, I definitely would say hi. If I come across them, because you never know when half of the time they will not reconcile. Then you that you are going to carry the fight on your head, you now be the one that's outside the box because you now don't know. Because first of all, it's not concern you went to go and choke your head. Now that they not reconcile, now if it's me, I will not even hold you, but just stay where you are. You know, just stay where. In fact, my beef will even be more with you than because instead of you being the voice of reason or whatever, you decided to take sides and you know emphasize more of a demarcation. You decided to make the matter worse. So in this 2023, leave that behind. Leave kind people's fights on your head. It's not police cap. Leave it behind. Leave it. It's not your business. It's not. I can't even lie to you. I've also had situations where people have given me four warnings. This person, blah 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 blah. I had a situation where somebody told me that this girl is a user. She did to me. I said, no, I want to experience better for myself. And I really experienced better for myself, brought the person close, and the person turned out to be a user. Did that hurt? Yes. Did it make me feel like, I should have listened? Yes. I mean, it was a very I told you so moment for the person that had given me the warning. I'm glad that she was gracious enough to not be, such an ass and tell me, oh, I told you so. But I'm glad that I had that experience. So even when I'm talking about it, it's not from a place of so that she not told my friend that she this. It would be oh I experienced her personally, and I feel like this point is a point that my husband is really going to love because he's the carrier of giving people the benefit of the doubt. He's the chief beneficiary, be benefactor, be what is he? The one that likes to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I think that it's fair. It's only fair you know, that you do that. Or it's only even fair that you just leave it, you know. If it's not your fight, you can support your friend without, without carrying what does not concern you. Because more often than not, you're the one that gets to lose. Um, yeah, you know. So these are the five main points I came with. But another one kept sticking out to me as well. And maybe I'll just make it 6 points or six things you leave behind in 2022. But this Jara is assuming it is, how am I going to put it now? Is measuring people's level of maturity by how much they post on social media. Kúrò lọ́nà, kò ṣì dànù. Rest, rest. What's your own? I feel like I feel like and it's funny because a lot of, and maybe three or at least four of the points that we've talked about here have to do with our perception, our perspective, and judgment of other people. How we see certain things. So, for example, money has to do with that. Age has to do with that. What's the first one I talked about as well? Assuming people's happiness has to do with that. A lot of things has to do with your mind, has to do with our minds. You just sit down, you set these standards, and when you set these standards, you begin to project them on other people, and as a result, they are now battling with the standards in your head. So you just sit down because you don't like to post a lot. You assume that people that post a lot are not mature because they're not keeping to themselves. Guess what? Some people are actually sharers. Some people like to share. I know there's this talk about real G's moving silent like lasagna. G is also gong. Gong makes noise. So some people will make noise. Let them make their noise, and that's okay. If it backfires, that's okay. But it's not because they kept quiet that it did not backfire. It's not because that happened. If it backfires and they talked about it, then they will bear their hurt in public as well. And it's okay. Like, what is the whole thing where I've seen it a lot. People insinuate it, people sub people like that, people post it verbatim or directly. I posted this here. And I'm talking about it because I've held back for a long time because I feel like, oh my god, people are going to judge me. They're going to be like, I said talking too much. But now, as they do me, I they talk am. And if I make a mistake, that's fine. I come out, I accept my mistake, in the open as well, or even in private if I do decide to. And that's it. It's not for you to like. Who made you the judge? The judge to such a way. I've heard someone, and this actually just goes to a lot of other things as well, because I've heard someone say, "Come on, that girl is just a basic female dog jaw. I beg, why does she feel like she can come and do this? And I mean, when they said it then, I laughed at it. But over time, I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, somebody is not from much, and eventually aspires to be great and says to themselves, oh, I want to have this for myself. I want to have the finer things of life. Why is that such a bad thing? Why is it a situation of who do you even think you are? I beg, you are nothing, Joe. You now want to come and before me hard gun. Who doesn't want to be better? Who doesn't want to be better? So, like, why are we judging people based off of all the standards that we have for ourselves? Oh, they're not mature because they're posting on social media. Oh, you are from nothing. Why do you feel like you're come and now be forming bougie? Okay, she has aspired to be bougie. Me now, I've aspired to live a soft and a happy life. Tell me that I'm from Port Harcourt and Port Harcourt they not have soft life, but that's a lie. I was an Ajebo even when I was going Port Harcourt. But even though I've now decided that I want to come from the gutter and I now want to place myself in there, why, is my past being called into question because of where I am now? I can assure you personally, me personally, the me you knew last year is not the me you know now. The me you even knew, the me you knew in 2020, I feel sorry for you because you're even in a different century. So for you to constantly sit and judge people based on their like when you set such high standards, who is not going to measuring up to those standards in your mind? Those standards you have set for other people in your own mind. It's just for you to sit and just be crossing people off your list because really you are going to wallow in the on the not even in on top of the pedestal that you have set for yourself. We need to understand that really, as they say, the only constant thing is change, and people keep evolving. The older you get, the more you realize that some things mean more to you than other things. Some things make you happier than other things, and that's okay, And as a result, you focus on the things that make you happy and leave the things that don't make you happy. So you sitting down there and say, she did this before, so why would she not? Why does she not think that she's better than? If she has decided to be better, then she is better. You can't sit there and be saying because of somebody's background, they can't be the person that they want to be. I feel like I've created another point again, which is, stop putting people in a box, basically. Which is that's like a 7 point. I'm really dishing out a lot of jars for you people, but yeah. So as we move into 2023, I feel like I've spoken a lot, but as we move into 2023, we need to leave some of those things. Some of those things should have been left in 2008. But since you said you'll drag it through down the century to this point, I appeal to you that in the bid to be a better person, in the bid to just, progress, leave those things in the past. Leave, age shaming, leave gossiping in front of people in your language, leave body shaming, leave, money shaming, leave the assumption that people are not happy. Stop carrying what do not concern you on your head. Focus on your focus. And may God give us wisdom. May God give us wisdom. But I pray for us this year that this year is filled with happiness. I pray it's filled with fulfillment. I pray it's filled with um what's the word, fulfilling our purpose. I pray that we have direction and we tow in the direction that we're supposed to go. I pray that everyone succeeds at all that they do, and even if you don't succeed, I pray that you learn a lesson from whatever it is. So this is until our next video. Um, Bye, and please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, and don't forget to share this, to everyone you care about. I love you guys so much, and I'm so happy that you're here with me. So bye.